Elena Story. Part 2. 20 minutes later, Elena arrived at her destination. It was a low apartment building. Elena went up to the third floor, took the key out of her purse and opened the door of the apartment she had been in only a few times before. The apartment was tidy. But Elena started going through everything around her looking for answers to her questions, and very soon she got them. In one of the drawers in the bedroom, she found a small box. Opening it, Elena discovered a second note that was missing from her husband's shirt. There was also a note in the box, reading which Elena finally understood everything. Beloved Antonio, this gift I have prepared for you. I look forward to when you are finally widowed and we no longer have to hide our feelings. Love, your Sarah. Helena was seething inside. She was in the apartment they had once given to their maid, Sarah. She remembered walking into her faithful assistant's room by chance one day and seeing those cufflinks. She had asked then whose cufflinks they were, and she had replied that she had bought them for a loved one. These words and the note made the woman realize that her spouse was not the faithful and perfect man she thought he was. And her assistant was not like a daughter to them. They just laughed at her, hoping she would die as soon as possible. Previously, Elena had noticed more than once how caring her husband was to Sarah, but always wrote it off as paternal feelings for a young 27-year-old girl. But it turned out to be something else entirely. How stupid I was. They were just waiting for me to die so that they wouldn't have to hide their love affair anymore, Elena said to herself. Elena was even more upset than she had been at the funeral. She took the note and put it in her bag. She returned home calm and centered. The next day, the deceived widow went to the family lawyer and changed her will. Upon her husband's death, she solely owned everything. Now, upon her death, all of their property and fortune was to go to Sarah. But not now. According to the new will, she divided all the property among her employees, excluding Sarah from the list, and also ordered to take away her donated apartment, which, fortunately, was not registered to her. When all the paperwork was done, she called the funeral company and ordered that her husband's body be placed in the simplest coffin that poor people are buried in, and that the funeral itself be held in another cemetery. When Sarah arrived at the announced funeral, she found only Helena and the gravediggers. She couldn't understand what was going on or what her lover was doing in such an ugly coffin. It also surprised her that no one had come to this cemetery, so different from the private one where he was to be buried the day before. Helena opened the coffin again, took out a second note and handed it to Sarah, adding, "Don't you think there's something missing here, dear?" The girl turned pale, realizing that Elena, who considered her daughter, knew the whole truth. Sarah couldn't stand the woman's gaze and ran away. Elena, on the other hand, did not wait for her husband's burial and left. She could not find the strength to forgive Antonio. All her past life in an instant turned to dust, and it was necessary to start a new one. Such a sad story. Write what you think about all this, and also do not forget to subscribe to the channel. See you soon.